I'm going to show you how to install this simple floor outlet kit. And all you're going to need is some basic wiring and carpentry skills to do it. Not only will this add some convenience to your home, but it should also help eliminate some potential hazards you have with wires running across your floors. So let's get started. It's not uncommon for people to have furniture in their homes that's not completely located along the outside walls of their room where the outlets are. Not only that, but a lot of times you may want to have power local to where you're sitting for a lamp or a laptop, and nowadays it's not even uncommon to have furniture that requires an electrical cord because it has a USB charger or power recliner options built into it. I myself have a house with a great room that is extremely large. It's located above my two-stall garage, which means it's about 600 square foot for just one single room. It would not have looked right to have all my furniture pushed up against the outside walls in my house. Not only that, but I too have furniture that requires an outlet because of a power recliner, and it has USB chargers built into it. On top of that, I also have end tables with lamps that are located next to my furniture, and I didn't want to have all these extension cords or power cords running along the floor in these rooms. Not only is having extension cords and power cords running across the floor unsightly to look at, it's also a potential trip hazard, and it's not something I wanted in my house with my kids running around. Something that's really important in order for you to take on this project is making sure that you have access from below in order to get power for this new outlet you're going to be installing. Lots of homes have unfinished basements or crawl spaces underneath their floors where they can grab access to a local power supply. I, on the other hand, had a two-stall garage with a finished ceiling below the room that I was going to be working on. But I was lucky enough that the outlets for my garage door openers were right within the areas in which I wanted to install these outlets. So I basically only had to fish wire a couple of feet, if that. I've already installed one of these outlets in this room about a year ago when I first remodeled. I made it so that it was perfectly located underneath the sofa that I'm sitting on right now so that I could grab access to power for a lamp and a laptop and anything else that I had local. I had intentions of installing this second outlet, which I'm going to do now. I just wanted to make sure that the furniture layout that I had in this room was going to be pretty consistent. And now that I know that that love seat is going to stay within that area, I can go ahead and install that second outlet.
So now I'm going to walk you through all the steps it took for me to get this outlet mounted into my floor. You're not going to need a lot of fancy tools to do this. Basic things like a drill, a driver, some electrical tools like wire strippers and a screwdriver, and of course a jigsaw in order to cut the hole. Right now I'm basically just transferring some measurements from my outlets that are below my ceiling and for a wire that I had run prior to doing this. The outlet itself comes with everything you're going to need to install this except for the wire. It has the outlet itself, the hardware to mount everything, this cover plate, which is actually made out of solid brass, and of course a gasket to seal the cover plate to your floor to keep any drafts from blowing up. Actually, the most impressive thing about this kit is the electrical box itself. It does a lot of different things and it's very adjustable, and I'll show you all about that later on as we mount it. It comes with a nice clear set of instructions, simple one page, and it even comes with a template to cut the hole in your floor. It's perfectly scaled, so you just need to cut it out. Right now I'm just making some reference points on my floor so that I can have the outlet in a location that's underneath my couch and I won't be able to see it. I'm putting down some blue painter's tape to not only allow me to make all the markings I need for my cutout, but it will also help me protect my hardwood flooring so that my drill and my jigsaw don't mar up anything and scratch it. Now I'm going to place the outlet cover itself on the floor and trace around it, so that way my finished product is exactly where I want it to be. Then I'm going to take the cutout template and I'm going to trace around that, perfectly centered into the cover plate marking that I made prior. Take your time and mark this as neat as possible. There's not a lot of room to play here. This is where things get a little nerve-wracking. I'm actually drilling holes into a brand new hardwood floor. I'm drilling 2 holes so that my jigsaw can start from both different directions. Take your time and cut the hole out very accurately. I apologize for the camera shaking. The jigsaw was shaking the tripod that was right near my cut. Right now I'm actually cutting through a 3/4 inch oak hardwood floor and a 3/4 inch plywood subfloor. So it is taking a little bit of time and a little bit of effort. I'm going to dig in to make sure that that wire that I fished in there is actually where it should be. And we're in good shape. A little bit of cleanup here before I proceed. And now that all my cutting is done, I can actually remove all the blue painter's tape. As you can see, the outlet itself mounts through those top ears onto the hardwood flooring. That's why I was saying there's not a lot of room to play with that cutout. I'm marking the holes ahead of time because I'm going to pre-drill through my oak hardwood flooring in order to mount the box. But before I mount the box, I actually need to run that wire into the box using the clamps that are provided on the box itself. There are 2 sets of clamps located at the bottom of the box on either side, so you can run the wire in from any different direction. This is where some basic wiring skills come in handy. I'm going to strip the Romex jacket off. And also take off the insulator on the ground. And then run the wires into the box so that the clamp actually grabs hold of the white insulating jacket and not the bare wires themselves. You want to see just a little bit of that white jacket inside that clamp after you tighten everything down. Again, I'm pre-drilling all my mounting screws because I have oak hardwood flooring. You'll want to be really careful right here because you're barely grabbing anything on the flooring. That's probably the one thing I would have changed about this kit, is giving yourself a little bit more room to mount onto the floor with how they designed it. Now you're going to want to bond the metal electrical box to the grounding that's incorporated in your Romex wiring. And it comes with a bonding wire and also comes with a grounding screw that's mounted in the bottom of the box. You basically just have to loosen up that screw and then attach the bonding wire and tighten everything down. The outlet itself comes with a couple of different methods on mounting wires. You can use the side screw terminals, or you can use the push connectors that are in the rear of the outlet. I honestly prefer the push connectors, even though a lot of electricians don't like to use them. So here I'm connecting the ground wire and the bonding wire to the grounding screw on the outlet, and then I'm just going to push in my hot and neutral wires into the back of the outlet, and that's pretty much it for wiring the outlet itself. Now I'm just going to secure the outlet to the box. So here's the one feature that's pretty neat about this electrical box. It's adjustable in height, because as you can see, on first try, my cover plate doesn't sit flush with my hardwood flooring. So there's two screws, one on each side of the outlet, that will actually adjust the height of this box with reference to your flooring. So you can either tighten or loosen these screws, and it will bring the actual outlet up or down, making that cover plate fit flush with your flooring. As you can see now, my cover plate will sit nice and flush with my hardwood flooring. Don't forget to install your gasket. That will prevent any drafts from blowing up from in your floor cavity up into your finished room. And again, pre-drilling for all my mounting screws. The screws for the cover plate are brass to match the cover plate. Again, a really neat feature I think is well worth the money that this thing costs. And that's it. Now it's time to wire the outlet connections from down below. Kill my power at the breaker. I always test things to make sure that they're actually dead before I put my hands into it. Here's the outlet for my garage door opener that I was able to fish the wire from. I'm basically just going to connect this Romex wire to the other wires that are connected to the outlet. Here I really don't have a choice. The other wires are using the side terminals, so I'm going to use the back connections to connect this additional outlet to. Connect my neutral and my hot, and then I connect the ground wire with the other ground wires that are connected to the ground wire lug. Now that everything's connected, I can put the outlet back in place as if it was never even tampered with. You may be dealing with a junction box or some other type of power source from the floor below your new outlet. Whatever that may be, just make sure you put all the covers and plates back on so that you don't have any exposed electrical wiring. And now with all the electrical work done, I can turn my power back on and see how things work. I plugged in a lamp and everything seems to be working just fine. One thing that can be kind of frustrating with this outlet is it does require a flat-headed screwdriver to pop the cover open, but I think that's just to prevent kids from accidentally opening it up. Now I can put my room back together. And as you can see, I went from having cords to no cords, where I can actually freely walk around my furniture and not have to worry about myself or my kids tripping on anything.
I hope this video had enough tips and instructions to give you enough confidence to take on a project like this on your own. Feel free to leave some comments below, and don't forget to click that like and subscribe button. Thanks for watching, guys. See you on the next one.